This is Extra Paycheck Podcast, episode number 143.
You're listening to Extra Paycheck Podcast, where you will learn how to build and grow your own successful online business. Now, here's your host, Alex Soul.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Extra Paycheck Podcast. This is episode number 143, and today we will be talking about different ways how you can earn money from your blog in 2018. Now, before we head over to the episode, I would like to invite you to check out Extra Paycheck Podcast on Spotify, since it has been added there just a few weeks ago. Simply head over to extrapodcast.com/Spotify or look for Extra Paycheck Podcast on Spotify itself if you have that app on your phone. Make sure to follow the podcast there. This will help the show grow. Now let's get to the good stuff. As year 2018 is approaching really fast, I know a lot of us will be making new resolutions and new goals for that year, and I'm sure that for all of us working online, one of the biggest goals, of course, for every year and for every month, for every day, is to earn more money. Today I will be sharing 5 different strategies that you could use to earn more money from your blog or your website in the upcoming year. I mean, of course, you can start doing that right now. You don't have to wait until January 1st. You could start right now. But since I mentioned that a lot of us are making those resolutions for the next year, I want you to be ready for it. And I want you to have a plan to follow in order to, once again, earn more money. So the very first thing you want to do with your blog is do a deep content analysis. This means that you need to look at your content, to look at your best content and see how you can make more money by either improving that content or adding something to it. And I'll give you some very specific examples to help you out here. So first thing first, you need to go to Google Analytics and find your most popular posts. You can find that within the behavior tab, then go to site content and click on all pages. So Google Analytics will display all of the pages on your website that have been visited by people. And of course, you'll see the very top pages or posts in that list. And those are the pages that we will concentrate on. Those are the posts that we want to analyze and maybe improve. Once you have the list of those popular posts, you need to open each and every one of them and start reading. See what kind of content that is and try to figure out if you could update that content to make it more relevant, to make it more 2018-ish. And you need to think how you can monetize that content better. And you could do that by either adding more affiliate links into it or adding more banner ads or moving those banner ads around if that's your thing. Personally, I don't like banner ads and I don't use them, and I don't suggest anyone using them. I think you could make use of the space a lot better and make a lot more money without banner ads, but if that's your thing, do that. So figure out if you could add more affiliate links within that content, within that popular post. Now, another thing you have to make sure of is that all of your links are actually working. I'll give you an example here. Recently, Namecheap changed their affiliate network. They used to have an in-house affiliate program, and now they outsourced that to some other network. And I know that all the affiliate links that used to work before are now changed. They don't work anymore. I received several emails from Namecheap about it, and they told me to change those links, to update them, and I still haven't done it out of laziness, I guess. The thing is that I don't really make much money from Namecheap. I almost don't make any commissions at all because a commission on a $10 domain name is very small, and I don't have that many people buying domain names through my Namecheap link, so I don't really care about it all that much. But simply imagine that this link that I'm talking about could be to a bigger product or a more expensive product or a product that you've been selling a lot of, and somehow you just didn't notice that the link doesn't work anymore, or the affiliate network was changed, and you simply aren't earning commissions on those links, on those recommendations, when you should be making money. So make sure to check all of your existing links and maybe add some new links if that's required, if you could come up with ideas on how to do that. Another thing you should do with that content is run a heat map plugin if you're using WordPress, of course. Now, heat map, what it does, it basically shows you where your visitors are clicking within that specific page or that specific post. I had a problem once where I had a very popular post, and once I installed that heat maps, I noticed that about 50% of all clicks are on a product image, while that image doesn't bleed anywhere. There was no affiliate link attached to that image. So a lot of people were clicking on it expecting to be taken to the product page, but they weren't, simply because there was no link. There was nothing. I would have never guessed that I had a problem with that, because the image itself, the product image, didn't have any calls to action. So I never thought that people will actually click on it, or try to click on it at least. So if I didn't use heat maps, I would have never known that I'm missing out on a lot of sales. Once I added the link to this image, my sales did actually go up for that very product. And I attribute that to the fact that, well, people are still clicking on that image and they're actually taken to the product page instead of being taken nowhere. Once you're done with your blog posts and some of the pages maybe on your website, you should do the same thing to your email list. Look through your email campaign and adjust it if it needs to be adjusted. If you have references to something that happened in 2016 or 2017, you might want to update that. If, once again, you have any links to any products, your own products or affiliate products, within those emails, and those links might not be working anymore. So check them out, make sure everything works, maybe add some links, maybe add some content to your email campaigns, and just make sure that you have improved on anything you possibly can for your email subscribers. This will definitely help you bring more income from your online business. Second strategy that you should start thinking about, and I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast aren't thinking of that or aren't doing that for whatever reason, is networking and getting your name out there. So you'll need to find guest blogging opportunities. You maybe should look into different podcasts, because, as you know, podcasts are getting more and more popular, and there are a lot of podcasts that would probably be happy to have you come on as a guest. I'm not saying that you need to start your own podcast. Starting a podcast is actually pretty hard, and it takes a lot of time away from your business, although if done properly, it will help your business grow eventually. But it's so much easier to find podcasts in your industry, in your niche, and try to come on those podcasts as a guest if you can contribute something, if you could bring value to that podcast and to the listeners of that podcast. Go to local events, and I've written about that many times, and I even had podcast episodes about it. But you need to start getting your brand out there, and one of the easiest ways of doing that is guest blogging, doing podcasts, and simply connecting with people within your industry and your niche. So do more of that, get your name out there, and of course, the more people hear about you, the more money you will be making. Another strategy that I would like to talk about is, of course, doing videos. You know, the videos are huge, and any brand, any business could do videos for either YouTube or any other platform and actually increase, once again, their visibility, their reputation, and simply find more clients. If you've been following bigger guys in your industry, in my case, it would be online marketing space. So people like Gary Vee and Pat Flynn, if you've been following them, you're definitely noticed that they have been shifting a lot of their energy to creating videos or doing live streams, which are, of course, in video format as well. That's simply because people want more videos. People don't want to read as much as they used to. Podcasts are popular, but people will mostly listen to them while doing some chores or driving or something like that. But when people want to actually spend time consuming your content, they much prefer video content. And this is where you should be looking into if you haven't started already. Now, I know that I told myself so many times that I'll be doing a lot more videos for the Extra Paycheck YouTube channel. I haven't done many of them. I've done a few. Recently, I did a very first vlog. So if you haven't checked that out, go on YouTube and look for Extra Paycheck. You'll find my channel and you'll find some of the videos that I'll be making. And of course, in 2018, I'm planning to do a lot more videos for that YouTube channel, simply because videos work, people love them, and I find it so much easier to build an audience and to build a following on platforms like YouTube, because people are using YouTube more and more as a search engine and a place to find information, to find content, to find value. YouTube has now become the second biggest search engine after Google itself. So you see the shift, right? People are going towards videos. Whenever anyone has any kind of a problem or a question and they want a solution, they want some help, they simply go to youtube.com and they search for whatever they need to know, whatever they need to learn. Make sure you're doing videos in 2018. There are different ways to do videos, and I'll link up to some of my previous resources which will help you set up your YouTube channel and help you create your first videos. Another strategy that you should consider, and this one applies to people that sell their own products, either physical or digital, simply raise prices and sell more. Now, I know that it may sound a little bit scary. How can I raise prices and expect to sell more? But these are two different things. So pricing, I think it's something that you should always be testing anyway. You shouldn't keep your prices same all the time because it's really hard to guess how much a customer will pay for your product or your service. This is why you need to be testing them in order to find the sweet spot where you get the most sales. One of the things you can do is simply looking up your competitors and seeing how much they're charging for similar products or similar services that you're trying to sell. If they're selling for a lot higher than you are, maybe take it up a notch. If their prices are very similar to yours, you can still raise your prices, but come up with an idea how you can increase value for that product so people wouldn't mind paying more. Actually, they'll be happy to pay more for your product because you are offering more value than your competition. So don't just go there raising prices for no reason, but make sure that the new and higher price is justified by providing more value to your customers, and they'll be happy to pay that higher price. Another thing you should do in order to sell more, once again, especially if you have your own physical products, you don't need to stick to your e-commerce store. I get it. You've built that website. You're selling on your own Shopify or WooCommerce or whatever storefront you've chosen, but you don't need to limit yourself to your own website. You should really look into other platforms such as Amazon FBA or Etsy, or if you're selling digital products like courses, you could look into Udemy, and there's so many other platforms where you could sell your products. Besides getting the chance to simply sell more products because you're on so many different platforms now, once again, people will hear about your brand more often, and this will eventually cause in more sales and higher reputation for you. Because as a customer, we usually need to hear about a brand several times in order to finally trust them and make a purchase from them. So if people keep seeing your name there and there and there and there, eventually they will buy from you with ease. They wouldn't hesitate all that much because they know that they've been hearing about you all over the place. So try that, look at other platforms and get your products on those other platforms. Last but not least, stop doing what doesn't work and concentrate on what does. I know this is hard to understand, and sometimes it's really hard to tell what's really working for our business and what isn't, but you need to spend time thinking about that, and you don't have to do that once a year. I think you should do that every single day. You should try to figure out what works for your business and what doesn't. What brings you the most results? What brings you the most customers? Which effort brings you the most income? And concentrate on that. There's so many things that we do that don't bring anything at all, like sharing on some really obscure social networks that nobody goes to. Chances are you're never going to make sales out of that, but you're still wasting time trying to promote your product there or your service. Don't do that. For a second, let's go back to the very first strategy when we're analyzing our content. So look what kind of content does best for your blog. You don't need to guess. You don't need to make a guess. You could look at data. You could look at Google Analytics and it'll tell you which kind of content did best for you in 2017. If your how-to blog posts were really popular, you need to create more how-to blog posts. If it's product reviews that you're making the most money off and that you're getting a lot of traffic to, then you have to do more product reviews. If you started making videos for your brand, just like I mentioned previously, and you see those videos bringing in a lot of traffic to your website, or you have a lot of customers coming from YouTube, well, then obviously do more videos. If you're an affiliate marketer and you have a product that sells really, really well for you, you can look into other affiliate platforms and networks and see maybe someone can offer you a higher commission for selling the very same product. Because once again, your goal is to make more money. So why would you stick to a platform that pays you less when you could potentially find a platform that pays you more? I've done that many times before when I was promoting website hosting heavily, and I found platforms that pay double for the same product being sold. I got double the commission compared to the previous network that I use. And that's simply mind-blowing that a little bit of work can double your income in a way. So think about that and look if you can find higher commissions on products if you're an affiliate. Now, if you're selling your own products and you have this very specific product that sells really well, or you have this only product that sells well, you can create an add-on or create a second product that would probably complement the first one, and boom, you're making more money, you're making more sales because people want to buy that product as well because it complements the main product so well, or simply because it's another great product and people can't say no to it. Just imagine someone who is making wooden tables, handmade, handcrafted, and they're selling those tables on platforms like Etsy or even Amazon, or they're selling it at a local furniture store, and people love that table and so many people have bought it. Well, it would only be natural to start making wooden chairs as well to go with that table. And, you could sell the chairs for a really high price as well. And you just double your income by simply creating a product that complements your main product. So think about this one really hard. And once again, put more effort and energy into things that help your business grow, into things that work, and stop wasting time on things that don't work for your business. Now, if you necessarily need to spend time doing things that don't work really well for you, but they need to be done anyway, you can look into outsourcing and hiring someone to help you with those things, because your time is valuable and you might want to concentrate on making more sales or doing these kind of analysis or creating videos, and you could outsource the boring tasks that take up a lot of your time but don't bring much income to someone else, and simply pay someone a salary to complete those tasks for you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have any questions about today's episode or online marketing, internet business in general, please head over to extrapodcast.com/143. This is where I'll be putting up show notes page for this week's episode, and you could ask your questions on that page in the comment box. Also head over to extrapodcast.com/iTunes in order to subscribe to the show on iTunes, and extrapodcast.com/Spotify in order to follow the show on Spotify. Thank you so much once again for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next Monday.